What's up everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the Rook headquarters. Come on in, I'll shut the door behind you. So we've been doing some cool stuff at the Rook headquarters the past few months. We've taken advantage of the COVID situation and we've actually started to refurbish the building. Up until now, everybody's just been grafting their ass off. We haven't really cared about what our working environment's like, but we thought that, you know, we need to start making it look how the brand looks really fucking cool. So we've just redone it. So I'll take you through here. And it's still in process. It's still kind of like a working building site, I guess. But we've exposed all the ceiling. Super fucking cool. We've got some cool dangly lights. We've got a cool Enginehawks thing there. Hope you like it. And essentially today I want to show you the new airborne jacket. So it's going to grab James. He's in here on a phone call.
Buy! Sell!
Sell. I don't even know what that was. There's a little phone call booth that you can take calls in. Apparently James is selling stuff in there.
Very intense it was intense. It tells me.
What was that?
Garden tools.
We've just exposed all this ceiling as well, which is kind of cool. Got new flooring, which is nice. Black flooring. Here you go. Another little soundproof booth, which is kind of cool. Just installed this bar, which is pretty fucking awesome. And some like set up seats over there. Yeah, very cool. So should we jump in with the airborne then?
Yes, we shall. There's a few classic motorbike jackets out there, and they all have their own look. And this one is our sort of homage to Belstaff and the Barber, like the Trail Masters.
The traditional.
Totally. So this is a textile version.
But we updated it, so it's not just...
And a really nice update, I think. Theirs was jackets, ours are shackets.
Boom.
So what the good thing is with that, we've made it into more of a shirt style. And what helps on that, bringing the functionality in as well as the style, is you've got that creative right to drop the hem at the back, so you've got more protection.
And it's just better when you sat on the bike as well, as soon as you get into that biking position. It's not just going to like rise up and
totally. So you
wait
get
there.
More area coverage there. So we've got, that's what we've borrowed from the shirt design.
We've actually done that with all our jackets, haven't we? You know, pretty much. They've all got that nice
taper
extended
on,
and the taper, yeah.
And obviously, because it is the longer look, you can still, with the double zip, lift that up, and when you're sitting down, it doesn't have to lift on the front. And this is even if you're sitting in a car. You can do that, because I've seen a few people where they're sitting down.
Yeah, that's actually true. Patrick Kraut, my man, he was talking about that when he was in his car and the jacket was riding out. Good point, I should have said that to him actually. Yeah. He could have just unzipped it, so unzip it next time.
So we've updated it in more of a shirt style, if you like. In fact, this jacket started off, we did a built-in hood, jersey hood into the jacket, but when we looked at this, if you're going to want to wear a hood, you wear a hood.
Yeah, definitely.
Where, you know, I've done stuff like this with other brands, and it kind of looks half there, half not. So we've opted to make you have the choice. If you want to wear a hoodie under it, you wear a hoodie under it.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about the fabric.
Oh mate, this is just beautiful fabric and stuff.
It is. If you can come up close to it, it's got like a sheen to it. It feels soft to the touch, but it's hard, abrasive nylon and cotton, and it's waxed. Fabric itself has a AAA abrasion and skid resistance.
Yeah, so this is, in terms of skid protection, this is as good as it gets. But the thing is, I think if you're wearing this just out and about, you would never tell this was a motorcycle jacket. It's just phenomenal.
So it's kind of a high-tech fabric, but in a classic style, if you like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in love with this fabric. It's got a sheen on it, but the waxing on it gives it that water repellent finish as well.
It's really funny as well, because when you think about wax jackets, you think like old school, you think like vintage and stuff, but the fact that this is waxed but looks so modern, I think is awesome. We've just like completely updated what that traditional motorcycle jacket looks like. It's fucking awesome. So
yeah, and on the inside, we've got this favoured woven textile that also gives you that light wearability on the inside. And as you can see on this one, it's quite narrow there. But if I show you on the next model, the one that'll be going into production.
Prototype model. This one is the pre-production model.
So this one will have wider on the underarm there. So you've got no natural underarm seam. So just taking away any of that bulk from the
What does that do when you remove the underarm seam?
Well, what that does is you haven't got the bulk.
Got it.
So with this, you've got that there, but when you're using heavy fabrics and linings, you start to get the bulk. So what we've done is taken that bulk, removed the natural, and put it on the front of the sleeve and on the back of the sleeve. That helps us to get a shaped sleeve then as well. Now
it's curved to the arm.
Totally, it's the ergonomics then.
And that really complements the armour too. If you think about like the elbow, you know, your natural position in the arm isn't just like straight. You know what I mean? It does just go like that. You know, it kind of
yeah, your arm doesn't. Yeah, totally. And there's no straight lines on the body.
Exactly. Yeah.
so
removing those seams is pretty genius.
Yeah.
If you do say so yourself.
Don't like saying that. But I just don't like to put seams in for the sake of it. Now, in production, they would like to put seams in there. Many other brands and factories, because it saves on fabric consumptions and things like that. But that's not what we're about. We're trying to get the comfort over everything on that.
Definitely, making a better product is more important to us. So.
Absolutely. So what we also have on here for give you a little spin around.
Signature.
But
Boom.
again, stealth mode. And then just flattering lines breaking up the back.
Yeah. I love the way that you put this. This is a stitch, right?
Yeah.
I have to cut that.
So that's a nice edge stitch.
I love the edge stitch, yeah. It's really nice. It kind of makes you look a bit more honk. Do you know what I mean? A bit more like...
Yeah, it accents the shoulder
100%.
breadth then. And as you say, we've got this one on the stand just to show you the silhouette. Now this is an extra large one here, which has got more of the final details on. That I can talk you through with the brandings. And subtly, if you notice, we've got the hawk's head on that one, while all the others are perfectly starting at the 12 o'clock position with the Enginehawk.
Yeah, so I find this crazy. Alright, so when you look at any other brand, when they've got branding on their buttons, they very rarely define where the branding is going to go. James is like so on it with the details that he literally has had like multiple calls with the factory about making sure that all these buttons are put on in exactly the same way. So every single Enginehawk starts at 12 o'clock and comes down to like 4 p.m. So pretty fucking cool. But
and what we've got on here is the bellows pocket. So it's the button down pocket, but you've got the bellow down the side, so you've got more space in there. Alright, and then we do have the zip pockets as standard with the AirTags. You can leave it open for the ventilation. Then we've got the bullet zips.
Now this is the bit that I'm really excited about. This whole bit here, the Nordic white.
So this is the popper stand, and it is like seatbelt webbing. But what we've done to it as well, it's got a rubber silicone print. What we wanted to do, as well as, because it's nice when you grab it as well, it's quite substantial. But what we wanted to do was give it a kind of Enginehawk handwriting without over branding it. So we didn't want just Enginehawk written all at the top. So that's why we've got the little ditty yellow bits going through it as well.
But the really cool thing with this is because James didn't tell me he was doing this on the jacket, didn't tell anyone he was doing it. He was just like, this is going to be cool. And he just got the guys at Kido to, like, what is this, like rubber print?
Yeah.
So got them to like rubber print this stamp here. So when you actually pick it up, because the jacket is so like elegant and cool, it doesn't really feel like a motorcycle jacket at all. Actually, probably in terms of our jackets, this is probably the least motorcycle-like. But when you pick it up and you grab it, you know, when you throw on a jacket, you pick it up there and you throw it on, you instantly grab that rubber webbing and you're like, wow, this is hard wearing. This is like a real piece of equipment. So I love that. I think that's so cool.
And the good thing is then you've got the popper studs as a storm flap, but you've also got the security and flexibility of the two-way zip on the front. Again, bullet zips.
Signature bullet zips.
Glistening, it's got that metal look. But another great thing about these zips are, and I noticed one of the bloggers saying about it, is how easy it is to do with one hand. It's, yeah, very smooth. But it's an auto lock, so it'll still lock in place when you stop moving. On the sleeves, we've got the zip placket with the gusset in. Some of you like it, some of you don't, but it's
But James don't give a shit.
But it's all down to taste, you know. The fact that it just does give you enough room to actually turn the sleeve up if you want to cool down when you're off the bike as well. And you've got the size regulators, 2 size regulators there. And then on the inside,
Wow, look at that. That is stunning.
so this tape, oh, it's fucking super smooth, is actually the same as this, but this is the printed version.
Yeah, that's when James was showing us these tapes. I kind of didn't think much of it. I was kind of thinking, like, is some tape inside the jacket? It's not gonna.
How could you
remember
get
this
excited?
conversation? Yeah, I was like, but he was so
Yeah.
buzzing about this particular tape. But when you actually feel it in person, it's like the softest tape you've ever felt. It's phenomenal. You know what I mean, though? Yeah, it's pretty good.
And what is different with this jacket compared to the rest of the range in particular is the fact that this is the only one that is thermal lined. The others are compatible with thermal D-liners, which we'll tell you about again. But this one has got the Comfortmax by DuPont thermal lining in it. And it's actually, rather than stitching through all of it and getting those horrible shedding fibres and kind of missing the integrity of this fabric, what we've done is weld it with a Synex technology. So yeah, this is welded onto the inside, this quilting. And that is throughout the jacket then. You do have it down the sleeves as well. And the armour pockets are actually made in the tear resistant fabric, like all the other jackets then.
But this just looks so premium, don't you think?
Absolutely.
And that, am I saying this right? It doesn't affect the integrity
Absolutely.
of the DuPont Thermomax,
Yeah.
Comfortmax, sorry.
Yeah.
Which is really great because
Yeah, it's all held together as opposed to forced stitched together.
yeah.
And then we've got the back armour pocket with the lovely high build.
I love the
engine
contrast
down
between
there.
the welded Comfortmax and this material here. Just looks brilliant.
So on the inside we've got the 2 big stow pockets. So they are the width of the actual half front if you're worried about space. And they'll Velcro close. You can see how deep we're going there. You've got it on both sides. These badges are all unique to the styles as well. So if you go a bit closer, you'll see model code HS1, and each different style will have its own model code put in there. If you look at this technical detail, it's marrying up with the tape on the front.
Pretty simple, awesome. Pretty like tactical, pretty clean. Really like it. And HS1 was the initial, when we were designing the initial jacket sort of 6-7 months ago, because it's not been in, this whole thing hasn't been going for very long. This is pretty new.
Uber fast.
Yeah, up until about a month and a half ago, we hadn't actually named any of the jackets. We pretty much started naming the jackets when we started revealing them. So HS1 was actually the name for this jacket for like, until, you know, not long ago. So
Stands for hooded shirt.
one.
Yeah. Isn't hooded.
Yeah, it was originally, so.
And then with the armours, I take this out of the pockets. We've got our Super Triple Flex Saztecs. We've got the grade 1 there, level 1, and we've got the level 1 in the sleeve. But on our elbow, because I just happen to have it to hand, here's the level 2.
Wow, let's compare those a sec. Wow, that's phenomenal, isn't it? You can barely even feel the difference between the 1 and the 2. When you grab it, you can feel that it's different, but it's just so, and it's so small, isn't it, the difference?
Yeah, it gives you confidence that it's a better and more substantial. The profile of the Triple Flex design is a bit thicker on this.
Yeah.
And you've got like a millimetre or 2 on the height, just so we can get those impact protection in there.
It's brilliant though. I've never felt level 2 armour that is this thin and this sort of, I don't know, flexible and breathable. It feels amazing.
Again, this design is good, done for airflow. And you're supposed to wear it this side to the body is recommended by Saztec. However, if you find it more comfortable wearing it this side against, it will still pass all the impact tests. The only reason they recommend it that way is for your airflow on the inside. Got a little hawk's head. This is actually one of the ones I like to wear the most.
100%.
Because, yeah, you can just throw it on. You've got the thermal protection without having to wear a D-liner underneath it. And I can just wear a t-shirt.
Yeah, phenomenal.
And effortless style.
Definitely. So that's the Airborne jacket. We hope you liked it as much as we do. This thing's amazing. Let us know in the comments exactly what you think, where you'd wear it, what bike you see yourself riding this on. And yeah, thanks for watching. James, anything to add?
Really interested to hear your comments on this one, because it was, you know, taking on a homage style is quite tricky, and doing it justice. So yeah, let us know what you think.